Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Pauzian and welcome back to another one of my videos. And today we're going to be talking about Maxis and where the hell is Maxis. The last time that we saw him and the only time that we saw him was in Origins, and that was the only time that we saw him in physical form. The original 4 characters put his brain in the jar and then put it in the quadrotor in the map Origins, and after they finished the Easter egg and everything, they essentially let Maxis fly up to Agartha and he met with Samantha, I guess, and after that it just gets really confusing, and to be honest, no one really knows what happened besides Treyarch themselves. So you can toss in a few theories, but it's not necessarily concrete proof. So to be quite honest, we really don't know where the whereabouts of Maxis are. It's just completely unknown. The logical assumption we can make is that he is in Agartha and that he is some sort of a formless being without a body, and I guess he's just in Agartha and somehow he's communicating with the original 4 characters and also the Shadows of Evil characters. He somehow managed to reach their dimension, and he mentions that they are pretty much screwed, and he talks to the original characters in the giant map. He basically wants them to do a few Easter eggs for him, and he wants them to kind of light a beacon of some sort and give them the whereabouts of their location. I guess he just wanted to see when and where they were. That's pretty much what he says when you complete the Flytrap Easter egg. Just the fact that his voice is really echoey, it sounds like he's inside of the original characters' heads. It just kind of makes sense that, you know, he's using some sort of magic, I guess you could say. So he's not, you know, using radios and stuff like that, different technology to reach out to the zombies characters, because that's what he did in Black Ops 2 and in Black Ops 1. So I think that the best assumption here is the fact that, you know, he is an Agartha, but I really don't know if he necessarily is entirely formless, because he's still a brain in a jar, right? He might be using that quadrotor still, or I don't know, maybe the quadrotor just vanished all of a sudden. That wouldn't make sense. I personally think that Agartha is a physical place, so there's no way that he could be tied to that place or in Agartha without being in some sort of a physical form. I have no clue, it just gets really complicated, but he could still be within that quadrotor. Now, there is a secret message in Shadows of Evil that, after being decrypted, it translates to the Formless One will be their downfall. So if we take into account that Maxis is the Formless One, now why is he the downfall of the characters? I mean, what is he doing wrong here? Isn't he trying to save dimensions and universes and stuff like that? I mean, Richtofen and Maxis are good guys in Black Ops 3 Zombies, and I really don't know why it would talk about Maxis this way. Why is he their downfall? But is he? Is he really the downfall? I mean, another theory suggests that the Shadow Man is the Formless One, because he has no actual form. He's technically a literal shadow. A lot of you might argue that the Shadow Man's true form is exposed to us when we pack a punch, but he really might not have any actual true form, because he can literally shapeshift into anything. I mean, we don't know if he can necessarily be anyone he chooses to be, but he can definitely shapeshift, and he is just really a shadow, which, you know, I guess you could say isn't necessarily a physical form. I don't know, it just makes more sense that the Shadow Man would be the Formless One, I guess you could say, that is bringing their downfall, because, you know, he's evil and stuff, and it would just make more sense that he's the one that's doing all the bad stuff. And if you guys didn't know, the Shadow Man is still alive. He's just within the summoning key, because they actually put the Shadow Man into the summoning key, and then Richtofen went through the portal and took it. And I have a theory of my own here, and I need you guys to stick with me here, because it's a little far-fetched, but it could be possible. So, considering the fact that the Shadow Man can probably shift into anyone he desires to be. I'm going to assume that Treyarch is going to use this as some sort of a plot device in the future, that being the fact that, you know, there might be some sort of trickery with the fact that, you know, he is someone that can shapeshift into literally anybody, and he might take the form of characters that we trust and stuff like that, and he might be someone else that we originally thought was the original person, but, you know, it's actually the Shadow Man just disguised as the person. So here's the theory. I think that it might be possible that the Shadow Man is Richtofen, because we don't know what happens when Richtofen takes the summoning key. We don't know what happens after that, because maybe Richtofen is traveling and teleporting and stuff, and the Shadow Man emerges from the summoning key, and maybe he, I don't know, battles it out with Richtofen and shoves him in the summoning key and takes Richtofen's form, and then jumps all the way to the giant map. And hey, that might even be the reason that Richtofen killed himself. That would explain why the rest of the characters are like, you know, what are you doing, Richtofen? But hey, that's just a theory, a game theory. So let me know your theories down in the comment section below. And if you have any thoughts, ideas, concerns, etc., leave them down there, and start some discussions with your fellow YouTube viewers, and start cracking down on this conundrum that we have on our hands. Who is the Formless one, and why is he the downfall of all of this? So one last thing I want to mention is the fact that I said that the Maxis drone could still possibly be flying around somewhere in Agartha, and that would mean that Maxis is still a brain in a jar, and I just think it would be super cool if Maxis made some sort of an epic return, and maybe they put his brain in a jar in some sort of another machine, and maybe instead of being a drone, it was a huge robot or something. I just think that is a really good idea. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below about that, and that's gonna be it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a rating, please subscribe, and have a wonderful day. See you later.